Listen carefully, because what I'm about to say right now is not what the blogs are focused on, not what the headlines are pushing, and definitely not what Diddy wants the public to hear. The streets are whispering something serious, and that whisper is getting louder by the day. People are saying Netflix is tired of Diddy. Not worried, not intimidated, not backing down, but genuinely fed up. And if Diddy keeps going the way he's going, Netflix might be the one who drags him into court and takes whatever he has left while smiling in his face. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but stay with me, because this situation is deeper than a documentary and bigger than a leaked tape. Diddy has been going online, releasing statements, repeating the same claim over and over again, saying the footage Netflix used was stolen, saying it was illegal, saying it was taken without permission, and saying Netflix knowingly built a documentary on criminal behavior. But here's the part nobody really wants to say out loud. Netflix is not some random media outlet. Netflix is a multi-billion-dollar corporation with top-tier lawyers and zero tolerance for being accused of crimes they didn't commit. According to industry insiders, Netflix already sent Diddy's legal team everything they needed to see: chain of custody documents, licensing paperwork, consent records, and proof that the footage was obtained legally. Real paperwork, not rumors, not street talk. And allegedly, Netflix already shut down Diddy's cease and desist threats behind the scenes. So the real question is, if Netflix already proved they didn't steal anything, why does Diddy keep going online insisting that they did? A lot of people believe he's trying to control the public narrative, because once this turns fully legal, public sympathy is the only card he has left. But by doing that, he's playing a dangerous game, because every time he says Netflix stole the footage, he's accusing them of criminal theft and conspiracy. Corporations don't play about their reputation, and insiders are saying Netflix is watching closely, because if Diddy keeps talking, Netflix could sue him for defamation and interference. And people forget this: a billion-dollar lawsuit goes both ways. Netflix has the money, the lawyers, and if the receipts are real, the moral high ground. And this is where everything starts to collapse for Diddy, because the biggest damage didn't come from Netflix, it came from his own cameraman. Michael Oberlies went on record and said the footage was not released by him or anyone authorized by him, but by a third party who covered for him for 3 days while he was out of state. But the real bomb wasn't that. The real bomb was when he said this incident had nothing to do with any contract issue. That one sentence quietly destroyed Diddy's entire legal position. Because when a filmmaker says it wasn't a contract issue, that tells lawyers there was no contract, no work for hire agreement, no copyright assignment, no NDA, no ownership transfer. And if Diddy never owned the footage, he can't claim it was stolen. That means if the freelancer legally possessed the footage, they had the right to license it or sell it, which means Netflix didn't steal anything. They bought it legally. And this exposes a bigger pattern, because this isn't new behavior from Diddy. For years, former artists, producers, dancers, and assistants have accused him of avoiding contracts on purpose. Why? Because contracts remove leverage. Contracts lock in payment, credit, and accountability. And Diddy has always operated best when everything is loose and under his control. People have said he let creatives work for years without paperwork, promised payment later, renegotiated after the work was done, underpaid them, or didn't pay them at all. This isn't a mistake, it's a business model. So of course there was no contract with the videographer. Of course there was no contract with the freelancer. And now that same lack of paperwork has come back to destroy him. And let's talk street logic for a second, because people are side-eyeing this hard. How convenient is it that the cameraman just happened to be out of state for exactly 3 days, right before everything collapsed, right before the arrest, when the most damaging footage walked out the door? Maybe it's coincidence, or maybe the freelancer knew the footage wasn't protected and cashed out legally. Or maybe the cameraman quietly left a loophole open as self-protection. Whatever the truth is, legally it doesn't matter. Without contracts, everyone involved was legally free, and when people are legally free, they owe Diddy nothing. That's why insiders are saying Netflix is untouchable right now. If Netflix legally licensed the footage, they now have copyright ownership, distribution rights, fair use protection, and journalistic protection. Netflix has more legal rights to that footage than Diddy ever did. That's why the word behind the scenes is Netflix told Diddy's team to stop accusing them publicly, because they already have proof, and if he keeps provoking them, they will respond legally. And here's the part Diddy should really be worried about. If Netflix sues first, they could flip the entire situation. They could ask a court to officially declare Netflix owns the footage and Diddy has zero rights. They could sue for defamation, for damaging their reputation, and for interfering with their business. And if Diddy files anything, Discovery opens everything. Every hard drive, every raw clip, every moment captured over years. A lawsuit wouldn't save him. It would bury him faster than any documentary ever could. So no, Netflix didn't break into a vault. The cameraman didn't betray him. The freelancer didn't rob him. Diddy did this to himself by refusing contracts and refusing to protect his own interests. And now he's publicly accusing Netflix of crimes they didn't commit after they already showed proof. At this point, Netflix isn't afraid of Diddy. Netflix is tired of him. And if he keeps pushing, that lawsuit he keeps threatening might not come from him at all. The streets are saying Netflix might file first. Roll the credits.